32 factions, only one winner. This is the Tabs Faction World Cup. Here's how it works. There are 4 groups. Each group contains 8 factions. 2 factions will fight at a time. Whoever wins that battle moves on to the next round. Then the winners will fight each other, and so on until we reach the final. The rules: 80 units max, 20,000 points max. The army's units must be the same every round, and the army's formation must also be the same. Finally, the groups have been selected using a random name selector. Now, in this video, Group A and Group B, 16 factions, only 8 winners. Let the games begin. Group A, Battle 1. North Korea with riflemen, machine gunners, and a tank versus Carthage with spearmen, cavalry, and a war elephant. Okay, let's begin the battle. How long is it going to take for these North Koreans to take their first shot? Let's follow the tank shell. Hannibal, oh, ho, 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 goes down in a ball of fire. Away he goes, but the war elephant is safe and sound. Can that war elephant get in time? No is the answer to that question. We've got more Carthaginian units going down by the second. Yet another tank shot. And look how many North Korean riflemen. AK-74Us. Don't forget the big scary tank. This is a lot of North Korean firepower. And even though these are elite Carthaginian units and they do have shields, I don't think they're gonna be enough to stop the firepower. Yet another tank shell lands on that elite unit. He is nowhere to be seen. And the last few units are hiding behind the corpse of this element. They go down. The North Koreans are the winner of that battle, and so they move on to the next round. Group A, Battle 2. Medieval England with the King's Guard, longbows, and 2 catapults versus the British Redcoats using cannons, musketmen, and cavalry. Alright, let's begin the battle and see what happens. I suspect we're about to get a pretty big musket shot, and oh ho ho, almost all of the archers immediately going down, but the archers about to return fire. Let's see what they can do. They stuck 1 or 2 but didn't actually do any damage. We're about to get the charge from the cavalry. In fact, the charge was completely annihilated by the explosive catapult over here, who is now reloading. And also the king and the king's bodyguard are moving up with continued fire from the archers over here. A massive volley of musket fire, cannons firing round after round. We have got ourselves a battle. The English spearmen got in there but were immediately shot down by some more cannon fire. Cannons are still in operation and the muskets have reloaded, and yeah, that was another big hit. The catapult's about to be reloaded. What's he gonna shoot this time? It's only probably gonna get 1 more shot. Ooh, he takes down the cannon. Did he take just 1, or he took... Yeah, he only took down 1 cannon, but he is still alive. Is he gonna get another shot off? He might. No, he goes down and the rest of his team follows. The British Redcoats win the battle and so move on to the next round. Group A, Battle 3. The Soviet Union with an URA charge, artillery support, and a group of shock troopers versus an American Confederate army with muskets, General Lee, and Stonewall Jackson. Alright, let's begin the battle and watch the URA charge go into the enemy. Now, one thing that might stop that URA charge might just be this musket fire. And how much damage is that gonna do? Quite a lot of damage. Although, that being said, it looks like a couple of these Soviet shovel boys might actually make it in. Go, 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 go. I don't believe it. They've actually made it in. They got a kill. Hero of the Soviet Union. The shock troopers are moving in. However, the artillery was also killed in that initial thing. All we've got is this banner bearer chilling here. But the shock troopers are now in combat, and the American Civil War faction has been absolutely caught off guard. Turns out muskets not quite as effective as PPSH. Who would have thought? Now, General E. Lee is massively exposed in the center of the map here, and there we go. Oh, although that being said, a couple of the shock troopers have gone down. Stonewall Jackson is about to taste the dirt. Down he goes. The Soviet Union wins that battle and moves through to the next round. Group A, Battle 4. The Greek army with hoplites, cavalry, and ballistas versus the World War I Ottoman army with riflemen, cannons, and even more cavalry. Okay, let's begin the battle. Now, who is the Ottoman artillery gonna shoot first? I imagine it's gonna be this big clump in the middle. Yes, okay, all of those guys are dead, but don't worry, the hoplites behind them still very much alive. Now, in the crossfire, both of the ballistas actually went down, and the Ottoman cavalry is piling up to make contact. Who's gonna come out on top, the Greek cavalry or the Ottoman cavalry? It looks like the Greek cavalry has cleaned out those last few units, but there's more cannon fire coming in here. These Greeks are being humiliated, and these Ottoman riflemen are just cutting down the units in the front line. Some of them actually somehow holding up, but these cannon shots just keep absolutely wrecking these guys. In fact, I tell a lie, the Peltis getting up into the grill. They've taken down both the Ottoman cannons and are now working on the Ottoman riflemen, and the shields seem to be holding up pretty well here. Peltis archers, their last Greek soldier goes down, but in fact, if you look at this, it looks like the Ottomans are dropping so much more quickly. The shields of the Greek soldiers really standing up to quite a lot of punishment there. I'm incredibly impressed, and the last Ottoman unit back here, how many more? In fact, tell you what, this guy's dodging all the spears. Oh, there we go. The Greek army wins the battle and progresses to the next round. Group B, Battle 1. World War II Germany with stormtroopers, a panzer, and a panzer crew versus the Aztecs with a massive swarm of units. Okay, let's begin the battle. Can this small elite force of Germans take down the charging Aztecs? Let's see what the tank's gonna hit. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Would not like to be this guy here. Also, hold on a second. Look at the ring of bodies around that explosion site. And whilst the tank is popping off, the panzer crews are going ham. And let's see the consequence of that happening in real time. Yeah, it turns out that the consequence of that is a lot of dead Aztecs. Come on, oh, ho, ho. Tell you what, they have actually got back here. Now, so long as this tank is alive, the Aztecs have got no hope of survival. The tank actually goes down. Now, let's see what we've got here. We've got some stormtroopers. How many Aztecs have we got? We've got a lot of Aztecs. Also, what's happened to this guy? Now, there are still quite a few Aztecs left here, and there really are not that many Germans. We've got a stormtrooper here. We've got a bunch of riflemen back here. This is actually looking like we might have a fight on our hands, particularly if this stormtrooper, he goes down as well. The tank's carcass is slowly falling away, and what happened to this guy? Oh my god, that is one long neck. And now we're gonna see who the victor of this battle. We still have got, what's that, 3 stormtroopers? Look at this engagement over here. The Aztecs, the last few Aztecs really putting up a fight here. They do have a shield. The stormtrooper over here pinned down in mortal combat. Is he? Oh, he went for the back kick, but they're struggling to take them down. Oh, there we go. He manages to get them, but he cartwheels off the side. Bro, what were you thinking? Man, these stormtroopers, I swear they're supposed to be elite. And we're down to the very last Aztec here. Look how many shots he's ricocheting. He goes down. And that's a victory for the German World War II faction, and they will progress through to the next round. Group B, Battle 2. The Spartan army with King Leonidas and his Spartan hoplites versus Macedonia with their phalanx, missile throwers, and of course, King Alexander. The king's sword goes up to signal the charge, and the rest of the Spartans begin to pile in. But as we well know, King Alexander does not shy away from a fight either. He is gearing up for his charge, and he is already behind enemy lines. This is probably not going to go very well for him. The Spartans and King Leonidas are now just going to 1v1 the Macedonian king. Although a couple of the Spartans did slip through the crack, and they are now fighting the Macedonians in this breach. Now, the Macedonian numbers back here will count for nothing in this small area. The Spartans are all too well familiar with a strategy like this. All they've got to do is hold back these Macedonians for long enough until reinforcements arrive. Yeah, that's right. King Alexander is dead, and the Spartans are now pushing up to reinforce their comrades in the breach. But let's see if the Spartans can fully break out of this breach, and if they can actually get through past these missiles. This looks like a breakout to me, but do they have enough steam to get past all of these guards? There are still quite a lot of units back here. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it. The king is back here, but he is absolutely surrounded surrounded by enemy soldiers. He needs some backup. In fact, maybe he doesn't need backup. There's one more Macedonian elite infantry. Okay, it is now down to Leonidas on his own. There's only 3 of these guys left, and they are on reload. Surely. Oh, here he comes. Come on, please don't die. Yes, that's 1. Come on, that's 2. Come on, hero. No! Oh my god, that was so close. And so the Macedonians go through to the next round. Group B, Battle 3. The Crusader faction with Templar Knights, Archers, and a Heavy Knight in charge versus the Late Medieval faction with Heavy Cavalry, Cannons, and a massive terrifying fortress. Alright, let's begin the battle, see what's gonna happen. We've actually got some Late Medieval gunpowder units. What are they going to shoot? They're going to shoot directly into these guys, but their big old Templar shields might have just negated that. Although cannonballs coming in here, the shields did not stop the cannonballs. Archer fire now being returned over the top. I imagine the Late Medieval shields, yep, they've dealt with that, no problem. We've got cavalry coming in the side, though. This is going to get messy quickly. The cavalry sweeping in the side, wiping the entire formation out. Immediately, the lines have been blurred. It's hard to tell who is who. The majority of the heavy cavalry has been dismounted and is now in the thick of the fight. Cannonballs continuing to pile in here. They're actually doing some good damage, taking out a couple of Templar Knights. Boys, the Templar Knights are getting a run for their money, but it looks like slowly but surely they are taking the advantage with another big hit from the cannons coming in. The Late Medieval Knights don't have a clue what to do against it. Look at that guy, goes down like a sack of potatoes. And the Late Medieval musketmen are actually getting taken down by, in fact, sorry, no, all of those crossbows miss. Come on, take another shot. Try it again. You got it this time, I believe. And whoa, what a shot. The cannon now goes down and we're left with just the mega fortress. Let's see, is the hip thrust gonna work? Oh, how about 2 hip thrusts? Maybe that's gonna be enough to... Oh my god, team killed with a headshot. Oh, there we go. And so the Crusader faction wins that battle and progresses through to the next round. Group B, Battle 4. Ancient Gaul with their basic infantry, elite infantry, and of course the tribe chief versus the Mongolian horde with their insanely overpowered cavalry. Okay, here we go. We're about to get first impact. Cavalry flying through the air. The horses, will they survive long? Oh my god, that was not what I was expecting. Also, the tribe chief going ham over here, already invincible mode. I think he just wiped that guy out. 1 Mongolian down. The majority of the actual horses themselves are actually dead, but it doesn't matter. We're not concerned about the horses. They're going to be fighting it out in the center, and he goes down, but there's 3 more back here. Oh my god. In fact, one of them, this guy, this horse archer, is still mounted on his steed. Oh my god, look at all of these guys over here. They are retreating slowly but surely. The Gallic tribesmen don't fancy the Mongolians, not today. Oh, this guy, look at his dual wielding, but he's got to go all the way around this wall. And in the meantime, I don't believe it, they actually got the dub. So that is a victory to the ancient Gauls, meaning that they move on to the next round. Every faction in Group A and every faction in Group B has now been decided. In the next Tabs Faction World Cup, we will be visiting Group C and Group D.